Hello, my name is, what's his name?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carrie and today we are going to be cooking one pot creamy garlic pasta. I'm so excited because it's one of my favorite recipes to cook. It's really easy and my husband loves it. It's delicious. It is also vegan. First, you're gonna need a pot. Or I like this deep saucepan because it is deep and it fits the pasta and the sauce and everything, but you can also use a regular pot too if you'd rather. But make sure it's big enough because you really don't want it to be overflowing while you're cooking. Here are the ingredients you guys are gonna need. First, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic. And I know these cloves are huge, but I love garlic, so it's really not a problem. The recipe calls for 2 cups low sodium vegetable broth, but I just have vegetable bouillon, so I'm gonna make that up and use that instead. It works perfectly fine. 1.5 cups plain unsweetened almond milk, 1 teaspoon handy dandy salt. The recipe calls for 8 ounces of pasta, but I always put in almost double. So 16 ounces of pasta, which is about this big. Next, you're gonna need 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Put some spices in, taste it, and if you want more, add more. 3/4 cup light coconut milk. Don't use full fat coconut milk because the flavor is really strong and that will come out in the pasta dish. So use light coconut milk. If you want a cheesier taste to the pasta dish, which I love and my husband loves, add some nutritional yeast at the end. This is just to taste. So sprinkle some on, try it. If you want more, add more. First thing you're gonna do is turn on your stove burner to medium heat. Then you're gonna take your olive oil and add it into the pan. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take the garlic and take the outside layers off and mince the garlic. Cutting board. If you crush the garlic, it makes it easier to take the outside skin off. Otherwise, it can be really finicky. Let's see, it just peels right off. Use caution when you're doing this at home. I work as a cook every day, so I'm used to being around sharp knives, but just be careful. Now I'm gonna take my mincer and put the garlic in and mince the garlic cloves. Stay hydrated, folks. I find that I drink a lot more water if I have a straw. Tip for the day. Stir that garlic around. After you stir it, add a little pinch of salt. Oftentimes in cooking, you want to add salt to your ingredients as you go along, especially with vegetables, depending on what kind of cooking you're doing. That way you can kind of keep track of how much salt you're adding and you don't have to add like a ton at the very end of the process. You're gonna cook the garlic over medium heat for about 2 minutes. Once you start really smelling a vibrant smell from the garlic, it's about done. You don't want it to be browning though. While the garlic is cooking in the pan, I'm gonna make up my vegetable broth. If you have just a bottle of vegetable broth, you can just skip this step. Hot water up to the 2-cup measurement mark. Make sure you use hot water so that the vegetable bouillon dissolves a lot easier. After you've prepared your vegetable broth, you're gonna add that to the garlic. And you're also going to add your almond milk and some salt, and then the spices after that. 1.5 cups of almond milk. Next, 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you're also going to add your oregano, black pepper, and red pepper flakes. Adding 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes does make this dish pretty spicy. So if you're not a huge fan of the spice, I would recommend trying 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper at first, and then you can try it and see if you like it, and if you want more, go ahead and add more. 1 teaspoon of each. I'm gonna keep the spices out as well because towards the end, when you taste test it, you might wanna add more of those, and also salt. Next, you're gonna add the pasta and you're gonna bring it to a boil. This right here is 8 ounces of pasta, and I like to put a lot more in, so I'm gonna add some more. You just wanna make sure the pasta is fully submerged in the liquid. Otherwise, it's not gonna cook. Now turn the heat to high and wait for it to boil. Usually when Preston and I make this dish, we like to add more vegetables because it is pretty carb and fat heavy. So sometimes I'll do some green beans or boil some peas or corn. Now's a great time to put that on if you're gonna be boiling any vegetables, because normally that takes 10 to 15 minutes. And we've got about 15 to 20 minutes left on the pasta. Bring the pasta dish to a boil, and then you're gonna turn it down to a simmer. It is boiling now, and I'm just gonna stir, make sure the pasta is nice and submerged. Now that the pasta is boiling, you're gonna turn it down to a simmer, which is low heat or almost no heat. And I'm just gonna stir it a little bit more. After you turn it down to simmer, you're gonna let it cook for about 20 minutes. Halfway through the 20 minutes, at 10 minutes, you're going to put your light coconut milk into the dish and stir it in. With this recipe, I'm really flexible. Oftentimes I will add more spices or less, add a little bit more almond milk. So just feel free to do whatever you're comfortable with. I can see now that most of the pasta is not submerged, and I want it to be submerged in the liquid so that way it cooks fully. So I'm gonna add a little bit more almond milk. So I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of almond milk and mix that in. If you know me at all, you know I love vegetables, so I'm gonna put on some peas and corn for us to eat too. Y'all, if you haven't tried frozen corn, do it, it's so good. Honestly, one of my favorite snacks, okay, maybe not my favorite, but I do like it, is frozen corn. So if you haven't tried it, you should go try it right now. Literally, go. Now! I'm not mad at you, don't worry. You can stay watching this video. If you want, while you're waiting for the 10-minute timer to go off, you can get your coconut milk prepared. Make sure you continue to stir the pasta maybe about once every 3 or 4 minutes. That way you're rotating the bottom noodles to the top and vice versa, so all of them get an even cook. All right, now that the timer went off, we're gonna add the light coconut milk. I'm just stirring it a bit because normally the fat sits at the top. Now add 3/4 of a cup light coconut milk. I'm not gonna measure this out because it's just 1/2 a can. Maybe a little bit more if you like it creamier. Mix that in. Veggies are still not done, and I want them to cook quicker, so. Wow, that worked so well. Looks like it's done. Lastly, but definitely not least, if you want the pasta to be a little bit more cheesy, then you're gonna add some nutritional yeast. Honestly, I never measure this out. I just do kind of a light coat on top of the pasta. I stir it in, I try it. If I like it, it's great. If I feel like it needs a little bit more, add more. I know it's gonna be kind of a weird color, but I promise you it's delicious. Now do a little taste test and see if you want to add some more spices. It's really yummy. Voila, you're done. It's delicious. I think you're really gonna like it. It's super cheesy, super creamy. So good. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed cooking along with me today. And please tell me what you think of this one-pot creamy garlic vegan pasta. It's super awesome. It's really a go-to for my husband and I when we're in a pinch with time, because honestly, once you get it down, it's only about 30 minutes or less. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more cooking videos like this. And please comment down below what you thought of this super easy vegan pasta dish. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bon appetit! Stir the pot, stir the pot. Film always, because the bloopers happen when you're not expecting them to happen. How does he do it? He's like, Gusto. Okay, anyway, sorry, here we go. We're going to be cooking today, and I just like doing this because it's from Ratatouille. And... Okay, do you want to film my hands? The flavor will be too coconutty. Okay.
What did you guys say?
Be careful, don't slice your fingers off.